So I'm at my friend Carl's house. I crashed my drone last year in Moab and destroyed the front sensor. So this made it so this is just like a pure manual mode. So right now I'm replacing the front sensor, taking apart all this. So hopefully this replacement of the front sensor will allow my drone to work better. All right, well, I crashed my drone again. Didn't test it out yet. Hopefully it's okay. All right, I just arrived at the Pinnacles. I'm learning about how they're made. Something about calcium carbonate deep in the wells of these underground lakes. But they're super beautiful, so I'm excited to go check it out. I'm gonna camp by these tonight and enjoy the really nice weather. All right, I just parked in what I think is gonna be my campsite for the night. At first, I found a spot that was over there, and it was so sick. Just like beautiful views, kind of elevated, but once I stepped out and walked around to check it out and look for a flat spot, it was gonna be too windy. It was super windy on the way up here driving, so I knew it was gonna be a little bit tricky, but so it's not fully set up yet. But I bought these walls for my awning. It's gonna give me some shade as well as, I don't know, maybe some insulation. Probably not. There's no floor, but it might be better than just sitting outside in the dark, because the thing that I'm trying to solve with this is being able to have a shelter that I don't have to sit in my passenger seat to have like a little bit of warmth or protection from the elements or the bugs. So let me give you a little tour. So there's the stakes. One issue I found though was that my kitchen drawer goes almost to the wall itself. So squishing in here is a little bit tight, but it'll be okay. All right, so maybe the awning walls are not the move, at least in the wind, because the wind got super high. I tried to collapse my awning and like put it back so it wouldn't like break. The walls were just getting all sorts of caught. They like flung my table over. I don't like the wind. It sucks. But I'll just put it all back together. It'll be okay. So I was sharing my location, like the exact coordinates where I am on Google Maps with my buddy Jonathan. He said, dude, I thought my Google Maps just wasn't even loading, but I just had to zoom out and then I can actually see where you were. There's no roads around you. You're really far out there. So I thought that was pretty funny. He thought the map just like wasn't working at all. We made it to Alabama Hills. My buddy Steven, Jasper, and Christina joined me. And then made a new friend named Sam. It's a Monday night, and I show up and I'm thinking, oh, there's gonna be plenty of spots. And I'm here and it's as if it was a Saturday. It's just every spot is full. It's just crazy. Steve and Christina are driving here from the San Diego area. It's like 4 hours away. They like flew out here to do this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like if there's no spots here, what are we gonna do all week? is gonna suck. So thankfully, like I said, met this guy Sam, and he had this kind of giant spot here. I timidly approached him and asked if we could share it, and yeah, it was great. So now we're here hanging out. We have a beautiful view of the mountains. When I was in Nevada in November, one of my solar panels got ripped off the roof. And so since then, I lost the connection, the multi-connector, and so I've only been running one solar panel, 100 watt. So I'm in the process of starting to rewire the second one in. So I bought a new piece of wire and a splitter to be able to do that. So that's what I'm gonna start working on right now. We're doing some afternoon hike around. I think it's gonna be our activity every day after we're done work. So last night it was so windy. Like I think we saw 25-mile-per-hour gusts of wind, which are pretty massive. Inside my tent, it was just shaking and squeaking and quite a pain. So Steve and Christina and Jasper are going to Bishop, and they're gonna go get some groceries today. So I'm hanging out inside their little camper. So I just fixed the bolt on my lower suspension for the rear axle. Somehow the actual bolt fell out. It worked its way out. Luckily I noticed it by just crawling out of the car and checking out all the different bolts and such on the suspension. The shock was like coming off of the axle holder, so definitely really glad that I caught that before the shock just fell off the truck while I was driving. So worked out pretty good. Mended. And last night was almost like perfect. No wind, excellent temperature, like in the 50s or so throughout the night. It's just like so nice, and we got to hang out by the fire, see my projector. We watched a Studio Ghibli movie, and today is really nice as well. The weather and temperature feel great. It's a little bit windy, but really not that bad. Getting up this morning was so easy, making coffee. So it's just been a really awesome time weather-wise recently, the last day or so. Behind me you can kind of see it's like raining on the mountain, which is interesting, but hopefully that doesn't come to me. We'll see.
This is a borrowed camper and truck from Christina's brother-in-law. It's the MDC like Jackson forward fold, so it's pretty cool. It has a big fridge slide here, and it has like the fridge freezer storage around it. It does have this giant cook table over here. You have a 3-burner stove, you have your sink, just cold water, and then you do have a bunch of drawers in here as well for cutlery. It does have independent suspension. They're like the A-arm setups. It has coil springs and then limiting chains. In front, it does have this like articulating hitch here, so it does turn, you know, side to side, and then it does go up and down as well. So it does kind of give you a little bit of off-road capability. This is the living room of the camper. The table does fold down and turn into another bed, so you have like a bed here and a bed here. It's kind of cool because it has this like wall that can kind of come down and divide. The bed obviously is on this side here, and all the windows open up and close. And then it was really nice having the living room, especially for Aaron and Christina, because they both work remote. So when it was super windy and stuff like that, they were able to like sit in here and still work and get everything done instead of just sitting outside on a picnic table, just getting blasted by the wind. So it's really nice. Oh, that's such an odd texture.
It's so weird.
I think it's only odd because we know it's salt.
For camping food.
Whoa!
We made it to Badwater Basin, so this is the lowest point in, I think, the Western Hemisphere. So I was here last year, and there's a bunch of water out there. It looks like it dried up a little bit, so we're lucky at the Devil's Golf Course we were able to walk through all that. So we're on a hike to this natural bridge in Death Valley. It's been so hot today, low humidity though, way hotter than when I was here in October. So we just made it to the bridge. We're gonna go check it out. Birds. We're over here at Dante's View, just watching the sunset. It's just setting now. It's like really, really beautiful out here. This is the highlight of my Death Valley trip last year, so it's really nice to revisit.